It won't go on the gram. Welcome everybody back to another episode of Gambling Nights. It's been a minute. It's been a while. All kinds of crazy shit going on, but we here. Thank you for joining. And what is this show? If you're new to the show, make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit the follow button, like, notification, drop it in. Gambling Nights all day, all night. I am the host. They call me Moss Money and got my guy with me. Be humble. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? It's definitely been a couple weeks, man. We back at it. A lot to talk about.
Tons to talk about. Tons of shit we missed too.
Yeah, for sure. We did.
Yeah, we missed it. We
A lot
missed
of
so
headlines.
much. A lot of headlines. What this show is about is a late night conversation with our betting, gambling community, talking about all things gambling, but also adding in a lot of other what's going on in the media, what's going on in sports, and just having a candid night conversation, man. So if you're into that, make sure, again, hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that follow, get yourself a beverage. Ginger and tequila is the deal for me tonight. I think my man B Humble is drinking water, doing good things, keeping the body right, trying to trying to lose those lbs as we all are. Speaking of, how that journey been going, man? You been good?
It's rough. It's rough, man. Trying to get after it though. It's rough. As you
It's
get
rough.
older, man, it ain't as easy as it used to be. To get back is real. So
Yeah, for
the
real, for
beard
real.
really
Nah,
growing out. I ain't got no haircut. I'm looking rough out here, man.
yeah, me too, bro. Me too.
Yeah.
I agree with that real quick. I said it. I said what was the John? I said a
100
hundred in a
pounds,
year.
100 in a year. I was like,
100 in a year. I lost a quick 15,
that's
gained a
good
quick
though.
5. Now I'm trying to get back because I've been out of the crib. Like, if you guys don't know, just a
True,
quick
true, true.
personal John. Crib went crazy. I had some issues with plumbing and stuff. I haven't been in the crib, messed up the whole game, but we're back here, so you know what it is. It's all good. But let's get right into it. Let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about my rant. Let me go on my rant real quick, right?
Okay.
So we're talking about the elephant in the room, right? Everybody's talking about the WNBA and Caitlin Clark and everything that's going on with that. And it's storyline after storyline after storyline. We got in-depth analysis. We got details. Everybody, media outlet wise, is trying to hit the algorithm, trying to hit the whatever they can to talk about this whole Caitlin Clark and WNBA and tell their story. And the key thing about this thing is this is what excitement looks like,
Mm,
right? This is what the growth of a new league looks like to
mm,
me, right? And we're here for it, right? We're here for all the noise. We're here for all the drama, right? Now, media outlets have their
yeah.
own agenda,
Yeah.
and they're going
And
to
they're, and they're
talk
neutral.
about, yeah, they're going to talk about what they want to get across. And a lot of that stuff is going to be filled with clickbait and not honest things, right? Now, the one thing I see about this whole thing that I'm looking at, and I think it's a sensitive subject and it's always been a sensitive subject, and people are scared to touch it, and it's race. It's really what it comes down to. I think underneath all the layers, it's race. And to me, now you can debate me on this, bro, and I want you to, that the fact is that the women in the NBA, whether they're scared, whether they're jealous, whatever it is, or basketball fans other than WNBA, do not like that there's a white star being put in a position as being the face of the league in a black league. The WNBA is mostly predominantly black women, and the fact that there is a white woman being put as the face, as what we're looking at, what they're trying to get people to relate to, right? When you see Caitlin Clark taking pictures, it ain't a lot of black little kids taking pictures. It's a little blonde-headed,
It's a
blue-eyed,
it's a new it's a
white
new
girls and white
demographic.
boys, and there's nothing wrong
Nothing
with
wrong
that.
with it. New demographic.
There's nothing at all wrong with that. I want to make sure that's clear. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how it should be. And in my opinion, this is your cash cow, and we talked about this before. You can check out another episode. They need to protect her. She's getting hit intentionally out there, and they need to protect her some way, somehow, because that's the only way you're going to protect the growth and the energy that you're seeing right now in the WNBA.
Right.
And to look at the other side of this too, when you have a great hero, what do you need, bro? What makes a great hero?
You need a villain.
You need a great villain. So I applaud Angel Reese for seizing her moment and saying that I'm here too. Now I wish she would have chose her words a little bit better and said we're here, but the spotlight is big enough for her too. Because without Angel Reese in the 2-year history, well, no, the 3-year history almost, this year and 2 years of college that these two have had, without that, this doesn't really happen the way it's happening, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually a storyline that you can go back and look at this. It's just like people who are just getting hip to the WNBA and just watching women's basketball got to understand this goes back. And that's what makes great stories. That's what make great, kind of rivalries is what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that I've heard is that kind of Bird and Magic dynamic that we're getting here.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think it's that, because I don't think both players are great. Like when Bird and Magic got to the league, they were great right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was greatness right now.
Right.
I mean, Magic won the chip as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
So when and not even that, they were bitter enemies, and what are they now? Almost damn near brothers.
Best friends. I mean, because they were matched up all year long. I mean, every
all
year
year long
through college, they were battling. I mean, yeah, it's very similar, but it's not, because, like you said,
it's very similar, and it's
be great to do that. But I get the white, the black mantra.
But it's a good thing though. I look at it as a good thing. People are scared to touch on it, but I look at it as a good thing because people are picking sides, right? And they typically pick sides when you look at the color of skin. But what has been the ultimate barrier breaker? It's always been sports. Always been sports. Music and sports have always been the two constant things that break race and break those barriers. I think this is going to make the WNBA better. This will make women's sports be better. And this will obviously, hopefully, make the country better. But join the fucking club, man. Like, just join the club. You know what I mean? It's tough because it's sensitive, bro. It's really sensitive. And people who are not intelligent to have a sensitive conversation across the pond in terms of white versus black. But sports have always transcended that. Always transcended that. And I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is it, because there's let me look at her stats real quick, because I want to put some respect on her name. I did my research on this one because I had to, because I'm becoming a fan just like anybody else and everybody else. I don't watch WNBA. I am watching now because of the conflict, because of the content. But Asia Williams, 2 times WNBA Player of the Year, Basketball NBA ESPY Award winner, 5 times All-Star, WNBA Rookie of the Year, WNBA All Rookie Team, 3 times WNBA First Team, All WNBA Second Team, 2 times All Defensive Team, All Defensive Team Second Team, 3 times Black Leader, Commissioner's Cup Champion, U.S. Basketball Female Athlete of the Year, and FIBA World Cup MVP, all across the last 4 or 5 years. She's a baller. She is a star. She's the best player in the WNBA, and she's not getting any acknowledgement or really any marketability. And I get it, but I'm just gonna be real. We said it last time. Caitlin Clark is the cash cow. People are talking about this because of Caitlin Clark. People are selling out arenas because of Caitlin Clark. They had, I think, the Fever were on maybe like they had 15 or 17 prime time on TV, and
national
they had
television.
the highest numbers because of Caitlin Clark.
Mm.
Let's don't be scared to call a spade a spade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're going to take the WNBA model and they're going to try to put it in the WNBA. I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
But we didn't live through the Bird. Well, me and you from our era, we didn't live through the Bird in Magic. So we don't know what that racial tension was at that time. Well, that racial tension was really high at that time, too. Let's
Yeah.
not sleep on that. Like we saw Showtime, the TV show on HBO. We got a hint of it, but living it is completely different. And I think this is what we're seeing. We're seeing something similar to that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that, but it's very similar because people are picking sides. And I think it's good for basketball. I think it's good for the WNBA. And this is part of their growth and their explosion of what the WNBA is going to look like in a couple of years.
Listen, man. I think what you're saying is spot on. I can't debate you on that. I would say something a little bit different on.
God, yeah, let me hear it, bro.
I think the race is more surface level. I think it's like you said, easy clickbait. It turns eyes because it's been a trend in America
For
for
sure.
a good amount of years now.
Election coming up.
Right. You got a lot of things that's happening now. I think what's happening with, and we talked about this on the last episode. Caitlin Clark is the golden goose. She's earned it. It does help that she is white too, right? She's unique. She's white and she can ball and she's doing things that we haven't seen happen in women's basketball, at least on
Ever.
a college level. The way she
Ever.
can shoot the ball at will, quick or get off is quick. Her IQ is very high. Um, Able to pass the ball and lead a team to lead her team to almost to a championship, right?
Yep.
And hopefully that transition would run over his course into the WNBA. And it looks like that following that she gained through college has now followed her all the way through where you're getting sold out arenas. Your Indiana Fever, as bad as the team as they are primetime basketball. Everybody wants to see it.
For sure.
My thing is this. I understand between the lines. We both are athletes, regardless. There's a competitive nature among athletes, right? So
Yeah.
between the lines, that's where you're starting to see all this tension. I don't think it's a race tension between the lines. I think the race is more outside the lines. I think in between the lines when the girls are playing, because mind you, I ref basketball. I ref a lot of women's basketball. Women's
Okay.
basketball is some of the toughest. I'm trying to think of a nice word to say. I don't want to say dirty, but like scrappy. Scrappy
Yeah.
is game more than the male game. A lot
They
has to do
they
with
suit up. They play ball
right.
too. It's
A lot
ball.
has to do with their competition. At the same time, they're also not super strong to hold their base. Does that make sense? So you get a lot of falls, you get a lot of more hip checks that look more explosive. Impacts may seem a little more than really what it is versus a guy's game that can be a little bit more strong and hold their ground a little bit more. So it looks worse in a women's game than it does in a male game. So now that the new eyes are seeing this, they're looking at it like, what's going on? They're attacking Caitlin. It's almost like an attack on Caitlin.
It is.
Versus that's
No,
the
it
way
is.
but that's the way WNBA is.
Yeah.
They ball. Like they scrappy. They not letting you come in the paint. They not letting you ruck shop. So I think within the lines there's competition. And I also want you to understand, Caitlin got a mouth on her. Okay. She's not this innocent.
Can't see
Yes.
me.
Don't forget that. She ain't this
Right.
innocent young lady that ain't talking shit on a court. Like she comes with her mouthpiece, and these
She
girls
talks
that
shit
she's
just
playing
like
against,
anybody else.
right? And a lot of times, what's
Yeah.
happening is you're seeing like, "Hey, yo, this is not college, baby girl. This is the WNBA, and we're gonna let you
Yeah.
know it's WNBA real quick. So that's why you're seeing that type of energy that looks like it's going against Caitlyn, and Caitlyn trying not to back down as much as she can. But I think a lot of it she puts on herself too. But it's great TV, which is
Oh
what you
yeah.
want. You want people
Yeah.
to
It's
tune in
well,
for the drama. Listen. The WNBA been around for a long time, running in the red.
yes.
That means a loss. Okay?
Yeah.
This golden goose has now come and ultimately changing the page like that
For sure.
and potentially have you guys
Fact.
running in the green. So if I'm one of the ladies, I get it. Between the lines, we're gonna go at it.
Yeah.
But once we done, I'm gonna pipe you up. I'm gonna say, yeah, man, Caitlin's tough. Even if I feel about her, don't she tough, man. Look, she gonna be a good person. She's gonna be good in this league. She's gonna be blah blah blah. She
But
doesn't
they
back
not doing
down.
that
They
though.
not doing that, and that's
They're not
that's the
doing
problem
that.
I have. That's the issue I have.
Yeah.
They
They
wanna
not.
they wanna do the opposite, and that's why it looks like they're hating. That's why it looks like it's envious.
Their
It's
her teammates should be doing that. I don't think any other like that's why I said I applaud Angel Reese for saying I'm going to wear the villain hat because I
yeah,
know she's the
but
hero.
they have relations
They
though.
have history.
So she can say that. But if I'm a WNBA and I notice that, hey, now I'm riding in charter planes within a month of Caitlyn being here, I know that she's moving that financial needle.
Mm,
So yeah, between the lines, we're gonna go at it. I'm not gonna let you get nothing extra. I'm gonna knock your ass down. I'm gonna strap you up like they've been strapping her up. I'm gonna be
yeah.
physical. But after the game, I'm gonna say, yeah, it was a good game. When they ask me questions, I'm gonna answer the questions because she's your golden goose. You want to continue to let her rise. You want the eyes to continue to pull in because
Of
all of a sudden here
course.
comes the money gonna be falling down,
Yeah,
and
the
that's gonna
money's
help you in the
coming.
benefit. It's the Tiger
Yeah.
Woods effect. That's what this is happening. What you're seeing
Yeah.
right now is the Tiger Wood effect. New Eyes, which was at that point for golf, was the African American community, was attracting and looking at Tiger Woods as, hey, look at this guy that looks like me that's in this game amongst all pretty much majority a white fan base and
Yeah.
athletes. And you see the cash cow come in, right? Behind Tiger Woods, he led the charge. The other golfers, some may have hated, but the other ones kind of let it sit back and seeing like, oh shit, this tournament now I'm going to possibly make $1 million versus $100,000 because this
Yeah.
one man. You seen that page change quick, right? And I think that's what WNBA needs to do because she is the chosen one. She is, and
She is.
you need to make sure that she continues to grow within the league.
I think the problem is because she's not the best player in the league, or she's not close to being the best player in the league, and she's a rookie. But I mean, I get what the women are saying. I get their side of it, but like I said, you gotta call a spade a spade. You gotta call a spade a spade. Y'all wasn't selling out shit until she
At
came
all.
into the
Nope.
league.
Nope.
Ain't nobody was talking about it. Like, and we'll get to it in our
You just
on
said it.
our on
AJ
our in our
Wilson's.
get busy segment with Steve and A. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? 3 years, like I felt what she was saying, Monica,
Yeah,
but
I
on the
get it.
same thing, I felt with Steven. Nobody cared about WNBA 3 years ago to
Nobody.
talk about it. So
Nobody.
why would he even talk about it 3 years
But
ago?
he did though. But he did.
No, he
And that's
did.
the, that's the thing. I get what Monica was saying, but at the same time, I felt it was a little disrespectful to him because I know you can hear. I know he was hurt from those comments because
Oh, for
I
sure.
think what he was thinking in his mind is like, "Damn, Monica, I put you on. You right here because of me." Not saying she wouldn't have got there, but I'm saying you're on my
She got
show
her
right now.
shot though. She was on the
She
nightcap.
got it. She's good at what she
She
does.
she did what
Listen,
she needed to
Monica,
do.
I like Monica McNutt. I'm a fan of hers. But
Yeah.
I thought what she said on that moment, I thought it was good TV. But I felt the pain in SAS and Stephen A. Smith
Yeah.
because I know he's been a champion for the WNBA.
WNBA. Yeah.
And yeah, maybe he could have been more of a champion, but at the end of the day, no, that's not what's keeping the views. Nobody's coming here to talk about WNBA 3 years ago,
No,
and
not at
they're
all.
still not really talking about the WNBA. Who they talking about?
Yeah. And not even that. Who's talking about it? It's
They talking
men.
about Caitlin Clark
But it's men.
and it's men.
Like women don't watch WNBA.
That's
They
true.
don't.
That is
You know what
true.
I'm saying? Like they don't watch the
That's true.
WNBA.
That is true.
Like men do.
Yep, and that's
So
what's moving the needle.
that is what's moving the
That's who's
needle.
buying the tickets. That's who's
That is what's
watching and
moving the
tuning
needle.
in. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So,
So
like you
it's
said, you
going
need
to
the
be
drama. You need the drama, though. You need the drama. You need to keep them stories going. You need the rivalries
Yeah.
to happen so it can tune in. So the next time Indiana plays Chicago, they're gonna kill it. The viewing ship is gonna be
Oh
ridiculous
yeah.
as it has
Next
been
time
in
she's on
college
TV,
basketball.
for
Right.
sure.
Yep.
And then Angel Reese has made her name into the conversation. So when she's on, like she got thrown out the game. That was news. That was ESPN
Yeah.
top news that she
That was
got attacked.
that was crazy too.
You know what I mean?
2 texts right away. Bang bang.
Bang bang. Right. Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, and now the spotlight's on her too a little bit. So she got to tighten up because some of them layups under the bucket look a little funny. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I
It's
don't know if you.
different. It's different. It's different.
Yeah,
The NBA is another level.
it
The
is.
WNBA is another level, man. Them girls are good. Asia Wilson is a beast, bro. I just watched her just now. She was on television today. I mean, just right before I started watching the track. It was the Las Vegas versus Dallas, and now the
Yeah,
eyes are on it. You can see the game is much different from the NBA. There's not a lot above. There's nothing above the rim,
there's nothing above the rim. Yeah,
but you can see the heart out there. So you see the fight. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
It's a
Um,
different game
it's a different
for
game.
sure.
It's a
For
different
sure.
game even from college. The
Yeah,
excitement for college basketball is usually around the tournament time. You get
yeah,
the storylines in college, so you kind of tune in for college basketball during the tournament, during the March.
yeah,
WNBA is just it's a season, so it's a long season. If you don't have these storylines, people aren't going to tune into it. That's just bottom line. So Caitlin Clark is a great story. I believe the WNBA needs to continue to champion her, including the players between the lines. Y'all be competitive outside the lines. Raise her so y'all can continue to benefit. And I think that's what Stephen A was trying to say.
yeah,
Use the opportunity so everybody can benefit. And you can see it starting right away. So
yeah. Love those likes. Keep those likes coming. I appreciate it, Kevin. The PRF. I did see your comment as well. Make sure you guys keep those comments coming in. And shout, like you said, Asia Williams, 36, 12, and 2. Six steals. Killing. First player in WNBA history, released 35, 10, and 5 in a game.
she's a
Somebody put some
beast.
respect in her name, man.
And she looked
Somebody put
good.
some.
And she looked good. That's you know what I mean? And she looked good. Good for television. Good for the magazines. But I mean,
Yeah.
I get it, man. People jealous. I mean, the jealousy comes when you give Caitlin Clark a $25 million deal from Nike, and you got a young lady like Asia Wilson that's been dominating the league, and she
Yeah.
ain't got her shoe yet.
I hear that. I
That's a
hear
tough
that.
pill to swallow.
It is. It is. I want to play the little segment from
36, 12, and 6, bro.
yeah, cooking. Cooking.
6 steals. She's like
Steal.
she's a center.
Yeah, right. She's a center.
How you get
Um
6 steals at a center? What's happening here?
great question. I didn't even think of that.
But and then the other lady on the other side of that, and I think is Arika. I'm sorry about destroy her name.
On Ojubuwari?
Agumbawala. Yes,
Yeah, sounds like
she
that.
is tough, man. Young lady,
Yeah.
I think she went to Notre Dame in college, and I've been following her since. There's some great
31,
players,
4,
some
and
great
7.
players. Yeah, some great players in the WNBA. Man.
Yeah, they cooking. They cooking. I want to play that segment from Angel Reese of her villain comment, man. Um, we'll end on that. Listen how funny this shit is.
Honestly, that weak ass white girl, Caitlin Clark, was asking for it. She's not even better than me, and we all know that I'm the real face of the league. Nobody cares about that little hillbilly who chucks the ball from damn near 40 and prays to God it goes in. Anyways, she should hit up Draymond Green for boxing lessons, because it's on site next time we see her. Oh, and Lonzo Ball, hit me up if you want the baddest Barbie in the league to slide on you.
Yeah, yeah. AI is the worst, bro. We in some troubling times, my guy.
That shit, I listened to that shit, yo. I was like, this shit is fucking funny as shit, yo.
Yo, we are in some
We having fun
treacherous
out here,
waters,
man.
bro. They got the voice right. They got the
Right.
voice. Like, it's just crazy. That sounds just like her, bro. Disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, that was AI.
Yeah,
Angel
that's
Reese did
AI,
not say
man.
that. So
Yeah, he did
I don't
not
want.
say that. Yeah,
Yes.
he got it, bro. Yeah, that is hilarious. Hilarious. Um. Oh, so Kevin the PR says Asia got the wingspan for steals. I believe it. Yeah, but as a
Yeah.
center, though, that's
The
crazy.
center is
6
tough.
steals? That's got to be like, what's the record? You know what I mean? Got to be what, 8, maybe 9?
Set 6 as a center is crazy. And yeah, she does have the wingspan. I
Yeah,
mean, it's still a good stat line. I don't care what you
it
say.
is. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Yeah, it is. It is. So, be sure we will continue to talk about
Appreciate the
WNBA basketball.
comments.
Um, appreciate the comment, Kevin the PRF. If you haven't followed us, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us. We got tons more content, not just gambling nights. We have a GM show talking all NFL football on Mondays called Bird's Eye View. We got our flagship show that comes on Wednesdays, giving you best bets of NFL season coming up. We got the website with the merch that's coming along well. We got a new sponsorship I'm trying to get working with. Speaking of water sponsorship I'm trying to work through right now. So the community is growing, been growing, and it's because of you guys who watch, who click, who share, who subscribe. So again, keep pushing us out there, man. And we can't do it without you. We appreciate all the love and support. It's been a long run, a long grind. The goal is 5K on YouTube, then 10K, and just keep running and running and running up. My guy Be Humble told me, he said, bro,
What I say?
there's an epidemic in the gambling community.
What did I say?
And these young guys and these people who are just betting blindly. This is what we do here. We talk a lot of shit. We have a lot of fun, but we also teach you guys how to gamble responsibly in the right way. So make sure, if that's what you like, if you want to learn how to gamble the right way and responsible, we have tons and tons and tons of years of experience of losing. That's why we're winners today.
Yes, sir.
If you don't believe me, check the record.
Check the records.
Check the
book.
video receipts. I ain't telling no lie. All right, man. Shout out to K, the RP. I subscribe 100. My mother, man. Appreciate you, bro. Love.
Hold on now. Hold on now. The Commanders.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Leave
We
him
appreciate the
alone.
love. We appreciate the love.
Leave him alone.
Hey, give that man a
Let's
clap.
get
Give that man a
Yeah,
clap.
let's
Give that man a clap.
Appreciate the love.
Give that man a
Don't do
clap.
that. Don't do that. All right. Let's go with the next storyline of the night. That boy Justin Jefferson, more. Did he actually no, not yet. Not yet. Let me switch it up. But let's stay in basketball. Let's stay in basketball. Let's stay in basketball. My bad. No, my bad. Let's stay in basketball because tomorrow is the start of the NBA Finals. We got the Celtics versus the Mavs. The Boston Celtics coming off a sweep of Indiana. You know, Hollenberg went down, and that was just kind of all she wrote. Dallas crushed the whole Timberwolves and Ant-Man hype train that a lot of people thought the Wolves were ready. Obviously, they're not. Kyrie, Luka, clutch in their veins. Got him out of there in 5. The interesting, matchup with these two is that Boston has dominated the regular season matchup. They are 3-0, and these are the scores of the games: 124-95, 119-110, 138-110. Nothing close,
right?
In terms of these games. Now, in the 10-game series, a little bit different, a little bit even. But this year, in the last 3, the Boston Celtics has dominated this series. Right now, Boston is the favorite at minus 210. This is a betting show, so I will bring up the sports book so we can look at some bets and give us our best predictions. But until then, let me ask you here, bro, and let me ask the people out there watching. What's the better tandem? Tatum and Brown or Luka and Irving?
Oh.
Right.
I mean,
who you taking? Who you want?
Well, for arguably the best backcourt in the NBA is Kyrie and Luka. I mean, the difference is the teams. The teams are different. So the best tandem is those two. Luka and Kyrie are unbelievable. Tatum and Brown complement themselves well. But if I say, hey, I'm going to take 2 players, who am I taking? I'm taking those 2 players at all times. The difference between the teams is that their whole team, as far as Boston's starting 5, especially with Porzingis coming back, no matter how healthy he's going to be, and their bench, they're much deeper and they all play efficient, right? So that's why you've seen the better team all year have done what they've done all year, and that's Boston. Where
Yeah.
Dallas had to kind of come along a little bit throughout the year, they're probably the hottest team is the Dallas Mavericks moving into this championship team. And the difference is their starting five, they have good supplemental pieces in the starting five, but their bench is not as strong as Boston. So I think that's where you're going to see the biggest change here. Although you got the two best players in the backcourt with Luca and Kyrie, you're just going to have them versus the better team. Will this be a long series? I think it will because Boston has a tendency to kind of choke a little bit, and if they leave the door open a little bit for
A little
Dallas,
bit.
yeah, if they leave the door open for Dallas a little bit, then it's going to be a long series. But you got to give the opportunity for Boston to have Game 7 at home and Game 1 at home. So that's why my lean will be probably my bet will be Boston will win this series within 6 or 7. I think it's going to be a little too much death for Boston than it will be for Dallas. And the difference is you can switch much better than the past previous games, like against Minnesota. Like it's not going to be a whole lot of opportunity for Dallas to be really successful to have to do their ISO screens and because they all can guard, they all can switch. You got Drew Holiday, you got Brown, you got Tatum, um, you got Horford, you got Porzingis, you got guys coming off the bench, you got White. Like all these guys can kind of switch off and help out defensively. So
Yeah, Kevin says Dallas got the best tandem, Boston in
for
6.
sure.
I think I think it goes. I wanted to go 7. I think that this is the best thing that could have happened. For the let me bring up the sports book. That's why we backed up like this. I think this is the best thing that could happen for the NBA. I thought this was the better series. Than what maybe with the Timberwolves, maybe a little bit more exciting, but the tandems kind of build in the storyline. Porzingis was in Dallas, not too long ago. That builds up the storyline as well. And
Kyrie
then
in Boston.
Kyrie in Boston, he already kind of spoke on that as well. I think it's going to be a great series. I really do. I can't. I think the layoff kind of hurts Dallas more than Boston, in my opinion, because Dallas was playing so well, and they were on a run, and now they got to pause and stop, and then reset because of the week off. So I expect Boston to really probably beat them up good, and then Jason Kidd make an adjustment and hope, and maybe they might be able to steal Game 1. So you did kind of mention Holiday, Horford. Who are you like? Who's guarding Luka, bro?
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a combination. I think you're going to
You think
probably
it's gonna be a combination?
yeah. I think you're going to do a lot of blitzing because they're going to still do their run during their high pick and roll. They're going to try to figure out if they can get that off. If they can get that off, then that'll be an issue for Boston. But I don't think they'll be able to. So I think they'll blitz them a lot. I think they'll blitz them and force some of the big guys in that to make a decision whether to
Yeah,
make a play or kick out. That's what I would do, and I think they can switch, so it doesn't matter. I don't think. First off, I don't think nobody can guard Luca.
that's true.
Because there's a matchup. It's a matchup problem because if you go too small, he's too strong. If you're too big, he's too agile to get to a spot. If you
Mhm.
overplay, he can methodically get to the top of the key, pull back. He's just very his IQ is elite. His game is elite, and then you always have Kyrie that can go off. But so I don't think it matters who can guard. I think it'll be a team effort. I'm sure they'll be switching off. It's not like when they're playing Minnesota when you play two big trees. You play two big trees and Karl Anthony Towns, and they never make the adjustment and leave Rudy Gobert out there. Then you're only leaving three potential opportunities for two other people to get. You know what I mean? Like they don't have to do that here in Boston. It's not the same.
Yeah, it is going to be an interesting matchup. It's going to be a real nice chess match between the two coaches. It'll be real interesting how they do that. And like you said, it's kind of the dynamic is Dallas is more clutch than Boston,
Mhm.
and it's obviously because of Luka and Irving. Right now, as you guys can see on the sports book, Boston is favored to win the series a little bit 2-1. Obviously, a little bit of value. on Dallas being plus 175. The game itself, it's 6.5 in,
big line.
it's a big line, 6.5. I kind of like Dallas with the 6.5 too. Going to be really, really, really interesting. I don't have many prop plays. I would have to go look. I thought there was some interesting other bets here that we can look at. I think Jaylen Brown at plus 650 is really interesting as an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is if they put Jaylen on Luka, then that crushes his MVP because it's going to be so hard for him to be who he is offensively and having to deal with Luka full time defensively.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a mixed bag. They'll see what works and then adjust. Personally, I think Tatum would be best to be put on Luka just because of his length. And maybe just a little bit more bigger body than anybody else. In my opinion. I mean, Luka, you're not going to stop Luka, but Tatum's a good 6'9", 6'8", right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's tough. I think that's tough to shoot over every single time, especially with that kind of step back. So that's my personal opinion. But we'll see what Boston does here. That's the only value I see as an MVP is on Jaylen. Nobody else really kind of sticks out.
I like that. I think that's actually a plus 6.5.
A plus 6.5. I think it's a really good bet.
Yeah, especially if you have Boston winning. I mean, it's either going to be Jaylen Brown. I don't tell you the truth. I don't think Tatum doesn't go. He doesn't go off. I don't think he's going to go off in this finals.
30 and 10 is not going. I mean, it's not going off, but he's good for 30 and 10.
he ain't been. When's the last time he did 30 and 10? Like we got to really think about how he's been playing going into this game. He hasn't been playing great. I mean, let me just take a look at what he's been doing.
Who won the instant? It was Jaylen, right?
It was Jaylen Brown. I love that. I love that play. So he had 36 against Indiana, and he had 26, 23. But then when he played all right, he didn't play anybody. Cleveland, Miami. Listen. I'm about
better team. You have Dallas as a better team here.
What?
You have Dallas as just like the better overall team, like as a team.
No, that's what I was saying from the beginning. Boston's the better team because they have so much depth in their lineup. I mean, you're looking at these starting five right now: Jason Tatum. Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Al Horford. You still got White that's averaging like 28 points come off the bench. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like White has really been the hidden gem. You can actually probably look at White as far as possibly being an MVP somehow, just because the line is going to be. Look, go down, scroll down. What is it?
He's 35-1.
I can't see. Derek White. 30, I mean, I would throw a $20 piece on Derek White.
Man, you better keep that 20 and go buy yourself a six pack or something.
Well, you can't buy nothing out here.
We're not chasing like that. Derek White, bro, as the Finals MVP.
Hey,
come on.
Listen,
come on.
Even
that's not even worse than scratching ticket. Come on.
Andre Iguodala got MVP, didn't he?
That was something different, though.
Yeah, I know. It can happen. I wonder what Andre Iguodala's numbers were going into that Finals MVP race. Probably very similar. Yeah. No, but I do love your Jaylen Brown here. I think Jaylen Brown.
I like the Jaylen. Yeah, I think if any bet that I would bet right now is the Jaylen Brown MVP. I think it's really, really high for him. It should be more close to Luka. It should be like 3-1 or even 2.5-1, in my opinion. But I do like one other bet too here that you talked about, and did it hit last? I think it might have been first round or second round. I think it was for this Sixers and New York series. And your bet was, let me see if I can find it. Your bet was somebody to hit a game winner.
Oh, yeah. It was
and I love that bet.
Yeah.
For this
and it happened.
And it happened, yeah, and it hit. Is it finals prop? I'm trying to think. Buzzer beater. 25-1. Love the bet. Love this bet. In the finals, hopefully that game goes game 6 or 7, where you have Dallas as the clutchest damn near team with two of the clutchest players who love the moment, love the spot. Kyrie already talked about the whole LeBron big brother relationship and how he's been built for this moment. That like I'm betting this. I'm betting this. And I'm
Didn't it
putting
happen?
two I'm
It
putting
happened
2
last
units
year,
on
right?
it. I'm putting 2 units on it.
It happened. It happened last year in the finals against when Boston played Denver. Was that in Game 6? Didn't that go? Didn't it go 7 games? Boston, Denver.
Did it go 7 games last year? I
I
don't know.
feel like Derek White hit that buzzer beater.
He
One of the
did.
games, he hit the buzzer beater at the rim, right? Coming off a layup,
Off a
off the
layup. Yeah.
rebound, off a rebound. He puts it up. That was the finals, right?
Yeah, and they went like this. They went to go like they said
Yep.
check it. Yeah,
Check
it was
it,
in
yeah.
Denver.
So it
It was in
happened.
Denver.
It happened.
Yeah.
So I love.
Give me 2 units on it. Give me that 5K real quick so I can pay for this. So I can pay for some of this plumbing shit.
that plumbing.
Yeah, for that plumbing shit. Give me 2K on that, man. So that were my 2 best bets for the NBA finals. Jaylen Brown to win MVP, and that's a value bet for me. I actually kind of like Dallas in 7. I think you want this series to go at least 6 or 7. I think game 1 is gonna be really telling, but I just can't pass up the value on Jaylen Brown. And the odds-on favorite to win the series, and I absolutely love the buzzer beater. Love the buzzer beater bet. It's a great bet. This is for me where I'm comfortable at. But if you guys are betting, bet responsibly. Bet your bankroll. I will put in the chat later on when we do the edits of how to manage your bankroll. A video I did, and some of the other videos I did from how to avoid mistakes and stuff in gambling. So don't worry, I got you. But if you can spare $20, even a nice 25 spot, $25 to win you $650.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
Can we take a look at Luka's points prop for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Just while we on it, I know we got some other items on it.
No, you're good. You're good. Is the player props out yet?
It'll be available.
They gotta be. Yeah,
there we go. Player points.
Yep. He got to be 29, right?
30,
yeah,
31
and a half.
Yeah, I like the over there. I think Luka goes off. I mean, not necessarily go off, but I think he gets about 33, 35. I think Kyrie's going to struggle a little bit.
Do you? I like Kyrie's over there.
I love Kyrie as a player. I think this is going to be one of the games where he's going to have Drew on him. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a tough matchup. I mean, nobody can guard Kyrie, but Drew's a tough defender. So he'll be able to disrupt him a little bit. I think 23.5 is about probably where he gets. So I wouldn't touch that number, but I think Luka benefits off that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I guess I would pull off that bet. I do like the under in Porzingis. I don't know what he's going to look like. I don't know what his minutes going to be.
I'm surprised that's up right now. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I would do the under here. I really do like this, and I like Jaylen Brown's over. I think that's too low, 22.5. I think he gets you like 25, 26 points, especially his first quarter points. That's kind of been their MO. Jaylen sees where he's at in the first quarter. His first quarter points are really always been interesting to me. Let me see this head-to-head leaders points. Here we go. First quarter points. Love this bet at 5.5. 5.5 over Jaylen Brown. So I got 3 bets for you. Best bet, Jaylen Brown. Value bet, even though I like Dallas to win the series. Jaylen Brown to win MVP.
You like Dallas to win the series?
I do like Dallas to win the series.
I thought you said Boston this whole time.
No, I never said Boston.
Oh shit!
I do. I said I like Dallas in 7.
Wow. Okay.
Which is tough because they would have to go back to Boston to win in 7, which is crazy. Right.
Put it in
Exactly.
now. Put it in now. Well, or no,
No,
you know
no,
what?
no.
You can wait.
I
You can
just
wait.
said I like. I'm not betting it. I just said I like.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
It's
not
a like.
betting it, but I just say I like. And I want to see Kyrie win. I want to see Luka win. We hate Boston, right? So I'm
True.
not rooting for Boston.
Yeah.
But I do like the Jaylen Brown because I just think there's so much value on him to win MVP at
Right.
6.5-1. So that's my first bet. Second bet, got it from Be Humble himself. Buzzer beater, 25-1. That's my biggest bet of the series. I'm putting 2 units on that. That's $200. Our unit size is $100. That is $200 to win 5,200. If you don't have that type of bankroll, which is fine, it's okay. You can put $10. You can put $20. That is a lot. If you only have $100 of that of your bankroll and you put in $10, just remind yourself that's 10% of your bankroll. Maybe go a little bit lower. Maybe put $5. It's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pennies sooner or later equal $1.
You
And
got
my
you got
third,
a potential of 7 games for it to happen.
yes,
It's a throwaway. Think of it as a throwaway. We think it's a sure bet, but think of it as a throwaway to your bankroll and bet it that way.
I think the odds compare a buzzer beater in a game is probably very low.
Very low.
2% probably probability in a lot of games. I think in this series, that's more like 15%. So I'm willing, it's low odds for it to happen. But the fact that the odds of it because of the players that are in the game
Mhm.
who are going to have an opportunity to have this happen and then really make the shot, I just think that it's a high value play just because of the probability. And then this play right here, I love this play. That'd be a 1 unit play, first quarter points, Jaylen Brown over 5.5. I think if you look back at his record, he's probably hit this a lot. And not even that, for basketball to me is volume. So whether he's on or not in terms of making shots, it's a different story. As long as he gets the volume, he gets the opportunity to be able to hit this. And if he's taking at least 5 or 6 shots in the first quarter, I'm okay with this, especially if they're one of them's a 3 or a 3. I'm okay with this bet. I like the 5.5. I think that's undervalued. It really should be like 6.5, maybe even 7.5. And those points do matter in basketball betting props. 1 point is huge in basketball. So those are my 3 top bets for the NBA finals that we have going on here. All right. That is the Mavs and Boston in the bag. Next topic we got here. I kind of gave you guys a spoiler. Should have kind of went with it because I had a great opening to it. But that boy got paid. That boy got paid.
Sure did.
140 million contract. Minnesota Vikings and Justin Jefferson agreed to a $140 million contract with 110 million guaranteed, making him the highest paid non-quarterback player in resetting once again the receiver market. Let me ask you this, bro, and people out there watching. 2 questions, loaded questions. Is he worth every penny that he got paid? And what does this do for Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb, who are up next to break the bank?
Only person that can possibly get close to that is Jamar Chase. CeeDee Lamb's not going to get that money. Justin Jefferson's the best receiver in the NFL. I think Jamar Chase is right next to him, probably 1, 2, if not 1A, 1B. I think Chase has the ability to do the same exact thing. He's explosive.
Interesting.
He can do everything. But Justin Jefferson is a beast, and I think he's earned every dollar that's on that contract. The question is, are you going to win a Super Bowl? Probably not. Not with him. But I think him in his position, I think he reminds me.
The Vikings? The Vikings are ways
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, they're way. So if you're going to pay anybody, I think it's okay to pay a player like that that's going to show up when he's healthy every day, be an impact on your team, 7 to 11 catches a game, and 100 yards and a touchdown. That's production. That's why he's got paid the big bucks. Unfortunately, CeeDee Lamb is in a big tight bunch of opportunity for other players to get paid too. I don't think they have enough money to share. You got CeeDee Lamb up for a contract negotiation. You got You got Parsons up
Dak.
for a negotiation. You got the quarterback up, Dak Prescott, up for a negotiation. There's not enough money to share. So, and I think that hierarchy goes Parsons, Dak, and CD. That's just my
Really?
opinion. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I think
mean,
it's Dak,
CD,
Lamb, and then Parsons.
CD's not anybody without a body giving the ball, so that's why you got to put Dak there.
I think Parsons is the odd man out, unfortunately.
Hell no. Parsons is who you supposed to be. Parsons is who the Cowboys are supposed to be. The hoorah, the go get him, the dog, the attack mode. He's supposed to be the game changer.
Yeah.
So I think Parsons is number one. You don't let him walk away. There's no way you let him walk. You no way you don't pay Parsons.
I think they do. I think they trade him. I think they
Get
trade him.
the-
I think they trade him. I do, man. I think they're gonna have to trade him and maybe get 2 first-round picks for him. Maybe even 3. They'll get, you know what I mean? They'll get 3 back because we all know how we feel about Dak. We all know.
How do you feel about CeeDee Lamb?
How do I feel? I think. Let me ask you this:
is CeeDee Lamb 140 million?
But hold up. Who's worth more to their team? Obviously, we know what the contract is. Jefferson to the Vikings or Lamb to Dallas?
Well, teams are
because I think they're the same.
Yeah, but the difference is Minnesota got money to spend. They can spend it.
Well, of course.
What you mean?
Jerry be fucking around with these fucking these contracts. He just wait. He just waits for whatever reason. He waits to the end and let the whole market reset, and then he does what he does. And you don't know CeeDee Lamb is not at mandatory camp, and I don't think neither is Parsons either. So a lot going on in Dallas. Shout out to the great Larry Allen.
I promise you, they're not paying CeeDee Lamb before they play Parsons. I promise you that.
No, I think they pay Lamb before they pay Parsons. I do.
They will find a receiver.
These receivers are what the league is now, bro.
And there's plenty of them. There's plenty of receivers.
Who?
Plenty
of who?
We got 3 of them. What you mean? There are plenty of receivers out here. There's plenty of receivers.
I don't know, man.
To me, as great a season as CeeDee Lamb had,
who they got?
I think CeeDee
who they got after Lamb?
Yeah, hey, but I'm not. Hey, listen, we're gonna restart then. I'm not paying CeeDee Lamb all that money. I'm not paying. I'm just not paying him. I'm paying Parsons that money because he's just a unique individual that's as close to.
Yeah, I'm a Parsons fan
all time. I'm sure.
But yeah, I don't think they pay Parsons that money, bro. Don,
my guy.
Them
fucking Lions, baby. Rawr.
Oh boy, yeah, them jokers lost.
They be back. They gonna be back.
Yeah, we were gonna see. He said,
I
told you, CD getting paid, dog.
No sir.
CD's getting paid, man. Parsons the odd man out.
CD may get 100.
Maybe get 100.
He's not touching Jefferson's numbers. Nobody is.
He'll get more than Tyreek.
Well, Tyreek was 100, wasn't it?
I think so. Or was 31 a year?
It was 100. It was 100 guaranteed or something like that.
I'll look it up real quick.
100 guaranteed. 180 was it 180? 100 guaranteed, something like that. Something. Maybe it wasn't right. Well, I think it was 100 guaranteed. I think.
I'll get it for you. Tyreek Hill signed a 3-year deal, 54-month. No, that ain't it. That can't be it. That's what
Parsons. Great. Thank you, Kev. Parsons is this what it is. They're going to what they're going. We say the Eagles still have the best receivers in the league. Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, Mike. You know we Eagle. You see the colors, baby.
Right.
Of course, Mike.
And they got paid too. We ain't got to worry about that. We ain't got to worry about that.
That's a good question. That's a good question. Now they've been grilling them, right? And I like the answer from Devontae Smith. But do you think Devontae Smith should have got paid more, or he got what he should have got?
No, I think he got in line right where he got in line. Listen, I'm not even going to talk about what he signed a contract. He got what he got. You feel me? What we talk about? Should he got more? No, he got what he just negotiated. and he got what he got. Thank you, Howie. Thank you, Howie.
Thank you, Howie.
That's a
Excuse
team.
me.
He's a team guy. If we gotta listen. It's hard because he's not the guy. He's not the number one. Devontae has an opportunity to be a number one, but he's not the Philadelphia Eagles number one, and AJ Brown is the number one, so he has to get paid. See, CeeDee Lamb would be the same situation if he was in Philly. Would be the number one. He ain't the number one with AJ Brown on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's not even a conversation. Justin Jefferson on another case could be a number one with AJ on the same side. That's two number ones.
That
You
is
feel
true.
me?
That is true. Do y'all
And
think that
we
Chase
supposed
gets
to have had
Jefferson
Justin
money?
Jefferson. So we know.
I don't think so.
I do. I think Chase gets the Jefferson money.
You do?
Chase is a game changer. Chase is as close to Jefferson in the league. He's as close to Jefferson in the league.
Man.
I mean, tell me who else? Who else? Is Jefferson, or Jefferson, Chase, AJ Brown? And then after them top three, who we talking? I mean, I guess you got some
Tyreek.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tyreek is special. Yeah. And
Yeah,
Tyreek.
Tyreek is special.
I'll put them in the same. I'll put them in the same team.
120 million. He got 120 million with the Miami Dolphins. 35 per year.
120, right?
Yeah, 120.
But it was how much guaranteed? It was like 100 guaranteed, right? Or something like that. 80.
I think it was. Yeah, it's not saying how much was guaranteed. I would have to look it up, but that's what he got. 120.
Yeah. CD can be in that. He can be in that area. He could be 120, 110. He's not getting one whatever. He's not getting Jefferson money.
Parsons has a chance to be a top 5 linebacker all time. Lamb all time will be just a dude.
I agree.
I'm not disagreeing. I personally would pay Parsons before I would pay Lamb, but just where the league is going, like if they don't have Lamb, like what we talking about?
They're gonna be running the football in a minute. That's what they about
like
to be doing.
You could argue that Lamb is the best player on the team. Like he is. Like, and not even that, his worth to them, like I don't know if you can replace that. Parsons, I think you might be able to. Might. I'm a Parsons bro. Like I'm a Parsons fan.
Give me the top linebacker DNs in the NFL right now.
Top linebacker DNs in the
NFL. Give me the best DNs. I don't know what position you want. What position you want to put Parsons at? DN, linebacker.
No, I think he's a rush.
Give me the top. Give me the top. Give me your top.
So we got top linebackers. So we got to do obviously JJ, right?
JJ who?
JJ Watt. What you talking about?
He retired. What are we talking about? JJ
Not JJ Watt. TJ Watt. TJ Watt.
Okay, TJ. Okay, yes. TJ, then what?
All right, TJ Watt, and then linebackers.
You gonna go Bosa maybe?
Is Mac a linebacker? When we consider him
Mac, stop. Mac is done. He's done.
Yeah, you're right.
We're not talking about Mac. We talking about Bosa. Right. You got Nick Bosa.
Right. Yeah, but Bosa's not a linebacker. He's a hand in the dirt.
We can say defensive front guys is going to be TJ Watt, who's granted every down.
I would say Watt, Parsons, and then probably Reddick as the top. Your top 3 rush ends from a linebacker position.
Okay.
Everybody else is hand in the dirt. Henderson's a hand in the dirt. Allen's a hand in the dirt. Hunter's a hand in the dirt.
But Nick Bosa's a rush end.
Yeah, Crosby, Bosa is a hand in the dirt. Like they're all hand in the dirt. Like the only people stand up.
All of them, you're putting Parsons in the top. So
yes, I'm putting him behind Watt. He's number 2.
With that being said, if I do the same category with wide receivers, is CeeDee Lamb number 2 on any of those categories at wide receiver?
Number 2
is CeeDee Lamb number 2.
No,
you don't think that long. Because please, he's not number 2. He's not number 2.
He's not number 2. No.
Is he in the top 5? Let's give him respect.
He's in the top 5.
And where would he be at if he's in your top 5? Where would he be at? 5
in receiver?
Yes. Wide out.
Shit.
Because he's not in my top. He's not in my top 5. He's in my top 10.
Not
in our top 5.
Oh man, top 5. There's a lot of fucking. So 1 is Jefferson.
Yes.
2 is Hill.
Okay.
Shout out to Don with the comment. I'll get to you. But his Detroit Lions, I love me some Amon-Ra St.
He's
Brown.
not top 5. I love Amon St. Brown.
I love Amon
He's
St.
not
Brown.
top 5. No, sir. I
All right,
love
so
Amon St. Brown.
I
He got
love
some way. He got a
Amon.
way to go. He ain't that.
So give me Devontae Adams at 3. 4 is got to be Chase, and then 5 is probably AJ.
So we
Ooh,
saying right. Where's
I
CD
don't know
Lamb at?
though. Yeah, I think I might take CD. I think I might take Chase out and put CD at 5 and AJ at 4, and make CD 6. I mean, I'm
Outside your
sorry,
5.
make Chase 6. Yeah. So 1 is Jefferson, 2 is Hill, 3 is Adams, 4 is AJ, and 5 is CD for me. Then
You
6
don't
is
have so CD Lamb and Jamar Chase. You think CD Lamb is better than Jamar Chase?
yeah. Right now.
You smoking that pat, boy. You crazy. Ain't no way. I'm taking Jamar Chase over CD Lamb all day long. All day long.
The only
Even
reason why I say
even
that because Chase be getting hurt. He do, bro. You can't you tell me he don't get hurt. He be getting
his
banged up, man.
quarterback be getting hurt. That's the problem. His quarterback don't stay healthy. His
That's really
quarterback stay
true.
healthy 1 year.
But how long we
they
been
went to the
talking about
Super Bowl.
Dak his ass? How long we been talking about Dak his ass?
Dak is ass. He is ass.
Dak is ass.
Dak is ass. Let me see who get paid. What is it? GM
Kevin
is
said,
taking Lamb
what
over.
GM is taking Lamb over Chase? Spoiler, nobody.
Nobody.
I feel you.
Nobody. They can redo the draft right now off the same seasons. And they're
I
gonna
feel
say,
you.
shoot, let me Chase. I'll take
I
Chase
feel
all
you.
day.
But Lamb definitely had 1,800 yards last year, damn near, with like 13 touchdowns. That's tough.
That
I
is
don't
tough.
care how you slice it. That's tough.
Cooper Kupp had a great year too. We ain't even talk about Cooper Kupp, did we?
We did not talk about Cooper Kupp.
Kupp had damn near a triple crown a year ago.
About Cooper.
We ain't even talk about Cooper Kupp.
I got who was my 5? My 5 was Lamb. All right, I got to put Coop. I got to give a shout out to Coop. I love Coop.
Shoot, Coop damn near about to get outplayed by Puka Nacua. That's how quick it can go. So you go ahead if you want to pay CD. Go ahead if you want to pay CD.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about Chase. We thought like that's how quick it can go.
No, it ain't nobody going to outplay Jefferson. Ain't nobody going to outplay Chase. But I can see people over here jump right into that and outplay CD.
That's
Lamb.
It
was just a year ago he couldn't catch. It was just a year ago. Just a year ago he couldn't hold onto a ball. Pause. Yeah. It was just a year ago, and then the next year he had a great year. So
no diddy.
Salute. He worked on his game. But I ain't falling for the what is it, the banana in the tailpipe? I ain't falling for that. Listen, I want the Dallas Cowboys to let Parsons go, so we can have an opportunity to go get him.
I'm gonna tell y'all right here, and I'll get to your comment, Don. I'm gonna tell you guys right here. I interviewed Parsons' dad. Check that out on Money Pot YouTube. We had a real conversation, and off camera. He will never be a Philadelphia Eagle. Not because he doesn't like the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, shit. Not because he doesn't like the Philadelphia Eagles. And then maybe as a Dallas Cowboy right now, he does not like the Philadelphia Eagles. The reason why he will not be coming to Philly is because there's too many distractions in Harrisburg. There's too many people around him that will pull him in to the wrong circles and the wrong things and too much going on. They're known too much in the community. He cannot deal with it. If they ever trade him or if he ever becomes a free agent, he will never be a Philadelphia Eagle, unfortunately. That's from the Lion's mouth. I talked to his dad. Just letting you know. Don't believe me. Check out the interview.
It still don't give me no. I still want him to be traded from the Dallas Cowboys. I don't give a shit where he go. As long as it's
Yeah.
not in the conference, I'm good. I would love him to be here.
Let's
There's some back factor to behind it. So
let's get to Don's comment. I got a couple comments to catch up to. Who gets paid the most? Dak, Trevor, Love, or Tua? So
What?
Tua's up.
Tua's up.
I mean, Jordan Love was garbage not too long ago. That's a good question, bro.
Probably Trevor. You gotta pay Trevor.
Who gets paid the most though?
I mean, who's next up? If Dak goes next, then he's gonna get paid. He's gonna look like he's the highest paid. Trevor's gonna be right behind him, so he get paid more than Dak. It is what it is.
I'm gonna say Dak. No, I'm not gonna say Dak because they got a lot of people to pay. I'm gonna say Jordan Love actually. Looking at it, I'm gonna say out of the four, Jordan Love gets paid the most. He'll get the most guaranteed money because they don't got nobody to pay in Green Bay. There ain't nobody up. All their team's young.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even care. All I do know is that Don, we got our quarterback and he's paid.
Yeah,
and I'm happy we paid him when we paid him.
Where's the league going? The Chiefs went back to back with no receivers. Meanwhile, where is Miami? Very true.
Now the Chiefs got receivers, so they may go back to back to back.
Yeah, first time in history.
Because they got receivers now, and they did it without receivers last year. And I mean, Baltimore going to be a tough, man. That's a three-headed monster out there in Baltimore. You got that defense. You got Lamar. You got King Henry. I don't know how that's a tough hill to climb. San Fran will be right back in the mix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get to our if you guys like I said, obviously NFL. Don can tell you we've been betting the NFL for years, winning for years. Our off-season series was a complete banger. We didn't kind of miss on a lot on our future bets. So that is coming up on Monday nights. So make sure you guys check that out. That will be Bird's Eye View show. But Philly won't have the money. Meanwhile, he'll stay. He said he'll follow Quinn, but I think he stays in Dallas. Yeah, I agree. Where does Ayuk fit in the conversation?
Ayuk to me is tier 2, tier 3.
Yeah, I don't know if he's top 10.
But he has to get paid because it's his time, it's his market. But I don't think he gets the big deal. I think he gets a nice deal, probably $100 million. A good fair amount of guaranteed money. I think he stays in that fit. I don't know if he's going to stay in San Fran. If San Fran's going to pay him, they just paid CMC, who's earned every dollar. Salute to CMC, now making $19 million a year. It's a travesty the way these running backs are getting paid. But it is what it is. It is the market.
That is facts. All right. I think we'll get into our Get Busy segment when we do quick little hits.
Speaking of quick hits, how about your boy Chicken Legs?
Who?
Over there. The Bronx Bomber getting who?
Godzilla?
Spinning like the Jackson 5 out there in the ring. What is going on?
You talking about Wilder?
Wilder, man. Salute to a great career, Wilder, man.
Yeah,
I don't want you. Yeah, I think you came in, did what you had to do, made the money you was going to make. You did. I know, your daughter. That's what you did it for. You succeeded. You're a champion. Yeah. I don't want to see this no more. And I want you to be able to continue your life as healthy as possible. So salute to a great career. I hope this is the last time we see you in the ring. You don't need to fight no more.
He definitely got cooked.
He's been getting cooked. He's been barbecue chicken for the last 5 fights.
5 fights. Yeah, 5 fights.
I don't want to see him get hurt.
Well, 2 of them was against Fury, which he lost. Well, he lost all 3.
All 3, and that was tough. And he doesn't look right. Kind of some of this, back.
It was weird that he lost so much weight, especially against such a bigger fighter.
Right, was
I
he
thought this stuff was weird. Like he
30,
gave up like 70 pounds. It was
70
crazy.
pounds or something crazy? Yeah.
Something ridiculous. I was like,
Right.
Jesus.
My man punched him into a full circle. It was crazy.
Yeah, he hit him, spin around, and he just saw canvas after that.
But I
He
start
got
seeing
up.
some.
He got up, but he didn't.
I
don't know.
saw he was practicing that in a training session, like this whole spin move thing he was doing. They showed videotape of him doing his spin move in the gym. Is like, what's happening? But
Yeah, I don't know.
salute to your career. I hope that was the last time we see you, man. Take care of yourself, your health, your mind is most important.
Facts.
So
What would be the narrative if Kyrie, if he wins a championship? The narrative that James Harden just said, he's a winner. He's a winner, is what it is. I think it'll just continue what his growth is. Shout out to Kyrie. Shout out to I know people make fun because he be killing people in moccasins with his Indian feathers off his shoes, but he just signed his father to his first athlete was his father as a shoe deal. But I think it'll solidify him as a winner. It's kind of like Kobe winning without Shaq, right? It'll be Kyrie winning without LeBron. And I think everybody needs that validation, that growth that he talks about. I don't think we'll be seeing him outside hitting the stage in Boston Garden again, but I think that it'll just solidify him as what he is, and that's right up there with Allen Iverson, Pete Makovich. I'm trying to think of anybody else who might be in there as one of the all-time great ball handlers in the league, and just the craftiness and creativeness that he has with the ball. There's nobody like Kyrie in his skill set. And I think who was it? What's his name? Who was it on a podcast? I forget his name off the top of my head. Amon Shump was talking about how Kyrie learned how to do all those twists and turns because he had a court that didn't have a backboard, like the center box and a backboard. So he had to learn how to use those different angles of how to make those shots with that. So Allen Iverson's always an all-time great, all-time favorite, but I don't think I've seen anybody with the handles like Kyrie.
Kyrie's handles is next level, probably the best ever.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. So appreciate you jumping on down. As always, man, it's been a while since we've seen you on for a little bit, and it's been a while since we've been on. So I always appreciate you always jumping on. But next segment, real quick busy, as it called the Get Busy segment. Let's get busy.
Let's get to
Shout out to Weatherspoon, John Weatherspoon, great as Pops, as we know him in many of the Fridays. But really quick segment of going through kind of quick topics before we cut out of here. And our first topic of the night will be these guys. The end of an era. Seems like it's coming to an end. The last season is upon us for the TNT team. Kenny, Chucks, Shaq. Why is he's Ernie? That's what I was about to say. Well, how can I forget his name, Ernie? As in my opinion, there's been a lot of broadcasts, a lot of single broadcasts. We've known many of broadcasts that have been infamous in time in terms of sporting events. But this collection of four, in my opinion, is the greatest sports collection of all time.
All time.
All time across all sports.
And one of the greatest shows, period.
Greatest shows. Entertaining, funny, informative. Anything you can talk about, this show has it all. Their camaraderie is amazing. Kenny with his no knees, having ass, running up to the backboard. Shaq and Charles, constant, conflict, playful, and Ernie's gentleman-esque
maestro.
Just brings it all together. I feel like they will probably figure something out, but as far as we know, this is the last season for the NBA TNN team coming up. I think Charles said it best. It's a travesty of how they're even in this position, but numbers are numbers. The business continues to move forward, and it looks like these streaming services and other broadcasting stations are just outbidding what TNT can do in terms of the revenue that's being generated from this. What are your thoughts on this, bro? Real quick here before we move on to the next segment. And what are your thoughts about so much things in the podcast game? Does this make sense for them to move to the podcast game? Or I think they belong on national television and not a podcast type of environment. What do you think? Where do you think these guys go from here? Or do you think they find a way to keep this team together and they move on to another broadcast and bring their whole team with them?
I feel like NBA TNT is the fabric of the NBA. I feel like if you get rid of the NBA TV TNT, you're ultimately losing almost the heart and soul of your whole organization. I mean, these guys have been around since the beginning. It's unfortunate that, like you said, like it's a travesty that we're even in this position right now. And I'm hoping that they can figure something out. Working with either or one of the streamer networks is going to have some of these Thursday night games because usually only one night, right? Like, so let's give us at least that Thursday night. I know that they had the Tuesday and the Thursday, but let's at least figure a way to get the Thursday night to make sure these guys are still together and can work it out. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this at all. This is a tearful moment, almost like a tearjerker because it just came out of nowhere. We knew the deals were under negotiation, but we didn't think it would not get done. So that's why it's kind of crazy to see that this is where we are. But sometimes I would say greed can get in your way of a good thing.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely agreed. All right. Next segment next conversation is the lifetime ban yet again. Let me bring up the article real quick here. Let's see here. Padres infielder.
I don't even know who he is.
Asshole of the day. I don't even know how to say that last name, but Marcino gets lifetime ban. Marcano?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Marcano. For life, for betting on baseball. 4 others get 1 year suspended. They didn't even put that much money on it. Probably didn't. Obviously made a lot more, especially these baseball players. He put in over $150,000 worth of bets a couple years ago from October 2022, from last July through November with a legal sports book. 24 years old. He played in 149 games, and he's the first player in this century to be lifetime banned. Other players that were part of it, minor leaguers, did get banned for a year. There was a pitcher. Now, obviously, and funny enough, one of the Phillies minor leaguers, infielder Jose Rodriguez, was also banned as well. And we've seen this in baseball recently. And the funny thing about this is that, to me, is like when are these guys going to learn? You know what I mean? Like when are these guys going to learn that you can't bet on the game, can't bet on yourself? It's obviously strict guidelines. I don't know, maybe if there was a what's the word? Maybe a language barrier where he didn't understand, but he understood how to put in that motherfucking bet. I'll tell you that. So
The worst part about his story is that out of all the bets he bet on baseball, he had a 4% return. He wasn't winning. He was losing.
And that's the crazy thing. Like, none of these cats are winning. Like, you're
winning.
losing,
but
you're losing your job, but you ain't winning on the bets.
But this is the conversation we had offline, and I'll say it for the pod. The gambling stuff is a real situation, ladies and gentlemen. I know we were on the show. Originally, the show that Most Money had put together was a gambling educational show. It has grown.
Still is.
And it still is. It has
Still is.
grown. So we hit more topics than just the educational piece. But gambling is real. And gambling can be just as equal to as drugs or any addiction that you may have. And this is one of those cases where some people just don't have the control to understand that, hey, I can wait to the end of my career to do all the gambling I want. And it's in our faces everywhere we go. So it's very tough to just say, I'm gonna close this app today, or I'm not gonna open the app, or I'm gonna and then you have other influences around you, people that's talking to you, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends. Hey, bro, hey, yo, listen, hey. I mean, all that stuff can tempt you to do something you're not supposed to do. And unfortunately, um, it's gonna be more of this. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We said this months ago.
Yes,
This is
sir.
just the tip of the iceberg. You're gonna see more and more athletes and individuals get caught in this situation, and it's going to be unfortunate because now these sports are in bed with these bookmakers, and
Yep.
you're trying to tell the athletes not to associate. Yet every time they hit a home run, you got a DraftKings, a ESPN bet, and all that. Everybody making money around you, off you. It's a tough, 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 tough situation. So
Yeah. So,
tip of
Mike,
the
no,
iceberg.
I think they're pretty really strict. They can't bet
Yeah,
at
no
all.
sports. Yeah, they can't bet.
They can't bet at all. Nothing on nothing. Not their sport, not other sports. They can't play fantasy, football or basketball. They can't do none of it. They're
Mhm.
completely restricted from any type of betting whatsoever.
Sport betting.
Sports betting. Yep. Yep. Um and for the last segment, and we kind of touched on it, but we'll touch it on it again um for the last get busy moment. And I'll let you take this one because you wanted to talk about this a little bit. Was that Monica McNutt and the Stephen A. Smith conversation? Now, I don't know if they had another conversation since then, but it seems like Monica McNutt took the moment to call Stephen A. out about how he could have really put a light on the WNBA years ago, and she felt that he could have did more than what he has already done.
Mhm.
And obviously, Stephen A., you could tell he was pretty hurt by that comment because he put Monica on and was looking for his flowers right then and there about what he's done in terms of putting people in position to talk about the WNBA, him himself talking about the WNBA on his platform, and also giving the respect that is necessary and needed to WNBA and women in the media to be able to talk about WNBA, because I really feel like you have to be somewhat careful because women have been careful how they talk about men's sports. I think men should follow that same suit in how they talk about women's sports. And I say that because I think Matt Barnes and who was that? Matt Barnes and Steven. He used to play
Jackson.
on Golden State. Jackson. Steven Jackson had a really good segment about this, that men should not be leading this conversation. It's the women's league. There are women who are talking about this who know what they're talking about. Men do not. It's a different game. So we should be listening to women in terms of their commentary and their expertise in this field about how to move forward and how to talk about. Now, men obviously can take it and run with the ball, but we should be actually taking a step back and pushing that more woman contact. And if you guys know any women content with WNBA, please let us know. I would love to have them on and have conversations about WNBA basketball. I'm gonna let them lead that conversation. But getting back to this at hand, what do you think about this moment with Stephen A. Smith and Monica McNutt? Obviously going a little bit viral there on First Take, and now Monica had her moment on the nightcap with Ocho and Uncle Shannon Sharp here as well. What do you think about this moment? What do you think it has? How it will move forward? How it would? How it would kind of? I guess. What's this look like moving forward one with their relationship and where Monica goes from here.
And we spoke on this earlier in the very first topic when we were talking about Caitlin Clark. I I thought it was good television. Um, I
Yes, this is live.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, because we probably brought it back, right? We probably brought it back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We brought it
Um,
back. Yeah.
I just think that s- I agree with you. I think yeah, women should lead their sports and to be able to talk about it. But also at the same time, I'm still a candidate of the respect level, and she stood on what she stood on. Respecting Monica McNutt. I'm a fan of Monica McNutt. I think she does a great job of what she does. One of the best on television, especially analyzing basketball, not just the WNBA. She does a good
He
job
was a
in the
player too, right?
in the NBA. She's a great player at WNBA. She played at
Okay.
Georgetown, I believe. Great player at Georgetown. She's the voice or one of the voices of the New York Knicks. So she's very, very well endowed in the basketball game itself.
Okay.
Where I disagree with her was the moment to have that being said, because I think Stephen A has tried his best, or has tried, I don't know if it's his best or not, but has tried to put some type of light on the WNBA when there was no light to put on it. And I'm not saying that in a negative stance. I'm saying that unless it was a championship game or some type of momentum going into the WNBA, there was nothing being spoke about within that sport. Just like he doesn't speak too much about baseball, right? It's not just a WNBA. It's just that's his show is about popular driven athletics that's happening. And the hierarchy of that sometimes at for a moment, the WNBA wasn't doing that. And until Caitlin Clark, it wasn't being spoke about until Stephen A would speak about it here and there on the show. And he also brought some of the talents from the WNBA onto his show to be a host or to be one of those, side reporters or extra analysts on the show. So I think he really felt hurt about that, and I can feel his pain when I watched it. It was really tough watch to see that. They were on television today or yesterday. I think they kind of back to things as normal. I'm sure they had a side conversation, and it went viral. So it's kind of like, all this SAS haters or people that don't like SAS, they're ready to jump on it. Oh, Monica Minot, blah blah blah. So you know, tough, tough conversation, but you know, it was good TV.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, Kevin says, I don't like that take. You turn around and say only men should lead the conversation about men's sport and it's sexist. You need only to be educated, not a certain gender.
Well, we said lead.
Um.
You said lead. You said lead.
Oh, okay. You should lead the. You said
No,
only
no.
men.
You were saying lead the conversations. You were saying for women to be able to lead those conversations versus the men to be taking the lead. I think that was the conversation you were saying.
I do because it's their league.
Right.
I was agreeing with what Steven Jackson and
Steven Jackson.
Mark
Right.
Barnes were saying that it's the women's league, so they should be in the forefront of the conversation. Because when you watch women talk about men's sports, they do tap dance a little bit. They are careful on how they say and how they articulate. And I have to relook at the Stephen A and Monica conversation, but it's very easy for a man to raise his voice and raise his bass in his voice and overpower a woman in those type of conversations. Especially you talking about on national TV as well. And then how does that make Stephen A look, right? But when you come into the arena of what we call sports talk and sports radio, it doesn't matter per gender, per Kevin saying, you better be ready to fight. Especially if that's that type of arena that you're walking into. You have to know what type of fight that you're getting into and be ready on all accounts to be able to do that. So,
Yeah, and then I think just to piggyback off that and defending of Unc and Stephen A. Smith within that segment, because I watched it, I think the male view, and this is why it's a little gender-ish like within that conversation, because Monica was kind of like, this is how our game is. It's always been tough, blah blah blah.
yeah,
Which is two things can be right. We
it's
understand that.
it's ball though. At the end of the day,
Right. It's
it's
ball.
ball.
But I
Yeah,
think the perspective of what Shannon and Stephen A. they were having was more of what we talk about, more thinking about that's the golden goose though. Like
for
it's
sure.
we talking about the money now. We talking about Like, hey, I get all that, but at the same time, you got to think about the finances of what's happening and how she's imprinted into your league and why she's the reason why things are changing X, Y, and Z. So that was the dynamic of the conversations, what I got. So, you know,
And then shout out to Mike Miller. How does the NBA, WNBA make money? Seriously. And I
Caitlin
think
Clark right now.
Caitlin Clark, you know what I mean? That's what my man said. And we
That's it.
talked about it. I mean, it's Caitlin. It's Caitlin. Whatever revolves around Caitlin, whether it be her specifically or the storylines that are connected to her, whether somebody's hitting her with a flagrant foul, somebody talking about like Angel Reese, talking about their history and how she's the villain versus Caitlin. Whatever it is with Caitlin Clark, that's how the WNBA is making money right now.
Yep.
And the crazy thing is, I would have never thought 2, 3 years ago that I would be interested in understanding and educating myself about WNBA basketball, because I'm not going to hold you like I'm an expert up here, because I'm not. I know a couple names. I know a couple names in media, and that's it. Right? Like, I've only maybe watched a handful of games, but the fact is I'm watching because we're talking about it and I need to educate myself. So whatever they're evolving now, and Mike, you might have been late to the conversation. You can always watch the replay on Facebook once we're done here. But what we talked about earlier in the show is really how they're making money. And it's really because of Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
Last comment of the day from my guy Kevin, who's been commenting all day. I really do appreciate you, Kevin, out here. The NBA is the men. So the NBA is the men's league, so women should take a back seat. It's a really layered question. And especially how you kind of put that together and articulate it. Should women take a back seat? No. Women shouldn't take a back seat because it's a men's league. I believe if you're educated enough and you have the right temperament to be able to have a conversation at a high level, then you should be a part of the conversation, regardless of gender, race, sex, whatever it is. You should be able to have a conversation because of your credentials of what you can bring to the table and your value that you can bring to the table. But in defense of that, because of how new the WNBA is and how different a game it is, we need to lean on women who played the game, who understand that type of game, because it's not above the rim, it's under the rim. We need to lead on women to understand that, at least for me. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm not saying this could be for everybody. For me, I need to understand it from people who played the game so I can make a better conscious and high level kind of report or regurgitate what I'm hearing back to you. Do we all know basketball? Can we all see basketball? Yes. But I do think the WNBA is a completely different game from what I'm personally used to compared to the NBA. That's just me.
And you're absolutely right. And Kevin, I don't think it was more coming from a sexist angle. I think what he's saying, since in this new media format, there's a lot of new eyes on the WNBA, a lot of brand new eyes that are
Correct.
coming at it with a basketball view and not really understanding. Like I said, I ref basketball, I ref a lot of women's basketball. If you don't watch it, you don't understand how physical that game can be, and it may look different because you're not thinking like, oh shoot, these girls really going at it. So when you see Caitlin Clark get a bump to the hip or somebody's getting rah-rah on somebody's face, you're like, damn, that's what's going on here. So it looks worse than really actually what it is. So I think what Nate is saying is that, hey, until the game continues to kind of force its way into the mass media, where we all understand it, like NFL, MLB, NBA, you're forced to watch that. So every gender understands the game. Every gender can speak about it. But if you're not watching something, like I can't tell you too much about cricket, so I can't go to cricket and say I can talk on it, right? I don't think
Right.
Stephen A can talk on cricket. He'll probably get a professional or person, whether it's a woman or a female or a male or female, to explain, whoever that professional is, to explain that sport so he understands what he's looking at while that sport is growing into the eyes. So I think that's what you're trying to say, Nate, is that you think the ladies right now should lead that conversation
Absolutely.
because it's their sport. they understand it and introduce us to it so we can understand. And they have been doing a great job. The women analysts that was in the college March Madness for NCAA, that
Yeah.
whole women cast did a great job breaking down um, the women basketball game.
I even
And I
think
think
but I think college is different than WNBA. Like it's a
that is
different
definitely
game.
different. It
It's
is.
a different game.
It is.
It's a different game. Yeah. So, I'm learning it with everybody else who's watching it as well and commenting on it. And like I said, it's a community that we have here at Money Pot. Be a part of the money team. Hit that subscribe, hit that follow, hit that join button, and we'll do it together. And once we find an angle on how to bet on the WNBA, we will. And we will give out those picks. I'm not going to be the one who wants to just throw out picks on something I don't understand and I don't know what I'm seeing. I have to understand it and learn it, and I have to fail first at it, because that's what gambling is about. You're going to lose money in gambling before I say that I'm an expert at it. This is not how I move. This is not how I roll, and that's not how we do at Money Pot. We're going to make sure we vet it and do it the right way before we go out and talk about it. And yeah, that's just how I see it. So, but it is getting late. Motherfuckers got work tomorrow. Still got that 9 to 5. We ain't betting forever. You know what I mean? Still got the 9 to 5. Hey man, I love the conversation today.
Yeah.
It was great to get conversation. It was great to see new names. Great to see old names out there again. Every Wednesday night, we're here. If you like more of this conversation, again, hit the subscribe, hit the follow. You know it, the verbatim. Got to keep saying it to those who are watching until you do it. Costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to hit the button. Monday nights, we'll be back with Bird's Eye View with me and my guy Ernie B talking NFL football from a GM's view, and then flagship show on Wednesdays during lunchtime. Those are recorded shows; those are not live shows. Where we're giving out our best bets. College is coming. Football season's almost here.
Yeah.
We got
Less,
OTAs,
less than
camps.
100 days.
Yeah, so football season's almost here. So if you love football, love betting football, you want to check the record, check the video receipts. Best believe we do our thing in football, and there's no half stepping about it. Damn, I half stepping from what, the 90s? You know what I mean? I want to thank everybody else for joining us tonight for Gambling Nights. Until then, we will see you guys next week, same time, 10. Fucking around with Be Humble, 10:15, 10:20. We will be on live, hopefully at 10 o'clock next week. Have a good night, everybody. We will see you guys next week. This is Moss Money. That's Be Humble. This is Gambling Nights and Money Pot Podcast. See you guys later. Have a good night.